Okay, so good. Let's hear Robert Kraft on the Breakfast Club discussing Bill Belichick.
For 24 years, I didn't enjoy having to fire him, but I tried to do it. If you look at the press conference and how it happened, try to do it in a classy way. And what he did for us was great. You know, people need to adapt. And if they don't, or look at you folks together, things can change. In life, it's about getting good chemistry and trust, and feel that, you know, our record the last 3 to 4 years wasn't what I wanted. And I had given him so much power. He had full control over everything. And shame on me, I should have had some checks and balances better. But he had earned that right. But then the results weren't there. And if you're in the sports business, you know, you win or you lose. There's no gray.
Right.
And I hate losing.
Okay, well, it's you should be getting used to it by now.
Yeah, they're starting to pile up.
Okay, that is so. We don't think Mayo's laying the roster and the blame at the feet of Bill Belichick. I mean, that's clearly what Kraft is doing. Clearly.
Yeah, the last 4 years. I mean, the drafts, right? Like you can cherry pick a couple of guys like Gonzalez and maybe Keon White, maybe Mike Onwenu, but just the sheer number of first-round picks that have been disasters. Second-round picks. I mean, Tyquan Thornton was a healthy scratch yesterday. Cole Strange has been hurt, and who knows if he's ever going to, what impact he'll even have. So they left a bad roster, but that happens after a 4-win team. And if you fire your coach, not many coaches are also the GM, right? So that's sort of a unique situation here where you move on from that guy and you need to turn things around. But it's a little bit of both, right? It's like, I shouldn't have given him that much power, but he earned it. You know, so it's like, all right, so you wouldn't have, like, how would you not have? And if that was what was going to keep the relationship together, I feel like you kind of had to give him that power because he kind of learned firsthand from Parcells meddling. You might lose a good coach. Jerry Jones did it with Jimmy Johnson.
Yep.
So he stepped away. There was way more good than bad. It just ended poorly. And he comes across as, I know there's a lot of Patriots fans that are upset with Kraft. I do think he made the right move from moving on from Bill.
Me too.
However, Gerard Mayo might not be the right guy. Alex Van Pelt clearly doesn't feel like the right guy. The fact that the Dynasty came out at the same time, brutal timing. Brutal timing.
And this, so the Dynasty.
Yeah, the documentary series
If you thought Kraft was just going to blame Bill for, like, the ending and Brady leaving, if you thought it stopped there, no. It turns out just this weekend he is still blaming Bill Belichick for the trash organization they've become.
They probably should just kind of move on.
Well, this is what I think.
Enjoy having to fire him
because and he does say fire, by the way. That is noteworthy.
But
Nick
he's
said
also
that earlier.
like,
it's not we didn't mutually part. No. I fired him.
And you know what? A big part of it, I would assume, I would love to know what the details were for that little press conference, because remember they went up there together, they talked, it was very awkward, they shook hands, they moved on, and then Robert answered questions, Bill didn't. You know, that was so important to Robert that he even mentions it here. Like, yeah, I didn't want to fire him because remember at first it was like a parting of the ways, and then he's like, now he at least admits, like, all right, people aren't that dumb. Like, I think people are dumb, but maybe they're not as dumb as I was hoping. So I'll admit that it was fired, but like just having the opportunity to like shake his hand and have that photo op was like so important to him.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know. I think if the Dynasty didn't come out and some of like specifically that, then maybe fans wouldn't be so lopsided right now. Like Bill's team, like last year at this time, we were like, they just got smoked by the Saints and the Cowboys. We're like, dude, it's over.
I'm with you. Bill should have gone sooner than he did.
But now he's smelling like a roast.
He should have been fired in season or maybe even the season prior. I think Bill got a lot more rope than he even deserved here. I agree with Kraft for moving on from him, okay? But it is, at a certain point, it is too much. And like, Robert, you are the checks and you're his boss.
That's right.
You're the check and balance. What do you mean you needed more checks and balances? You're the one who did stand up for him from time to time.
Yeah.
You did stand up to Bill over the years. You're not trading Rob Gronkowski. We're not doing this. We're not doing
Tom Brady.
That. You're trading Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, you are the checks and the balance. So, like, what are you talking about?
I was going to say, I feel like he's the one that got rid of Antonio Brown. I feel like he was the one that got another contract out of Tom Brady. Sorry, I just got to address the text line who thinks Cole Strange is good. Well, then I don't know what to tell you, sir. He's like, he started the first day. Like, he started the first day because Bill drafted him in the first round and shoved him in there.
I thought you were hopeful.
Bench him for Isaiah Wynn
multiple
times?
Yes.
I thought you were hopeful for Cole Strange.
No, at center.
Yeah.
He's not a guard.
That was before you saw Ben Brown.
Yeah, no, he's horrible. And even if he was better than he is, it'd still be a bad first round pick.
Yes.
But anyway,
look, the way where the organization is at, like Robert, you can try to blame Bill, and maybe that's some of what Gerard Mayo was doing today on the Greg Hill show. I think that was more at Elliott Wolf.
Yeah.
But whatever. You can try to blame Bill. The reality is, all the team has right now is Drake May. That's the reality. Coaching, poor. Talent, poor. So the hope of Drake May is all you have. And yesterday, for a day,
saw a little bit.
You saw a little bit. At bare minimum, even if you're critical of Drake May or you think we're being too praising of Drake May,
no,
you have to.
It might not be high enough.
You have to acknowledge that there were at least flashes of that's what an elite quarterback looks like.
Honestly?
Mixed in with mistakes, but there were at least flashes yesterday where you go, oh, I can see it. And for the first time in a while, that was at least something to feel good about.
I think he's better than I thought. That was my takeaway.
That was better than I thought he would be in start one, yes.
Yeah, better than I thought he'd be in start one for sure. Grading on a curve, considering it's the Houston Texans, who are very good. I think it's hard for people, and I get it, I'm the same way, looking at the schedule, that they're one of the best teams in the league now. Mm-hmm. I'm just so ingrained that they're not. But they are. They have the defensive rookie of the year who got, 3 sacks in the game. They spent big money on Danielle Hunter. They made Josh Allen and Caleb Williams both look foolish already. You don't have Ramondre Stevenson. Drake May played really well, and some of his runs were great. So if you could add his running ability with a running back who can actually run, Saturday night maybe you're cooking with gas, right? Maybe you have some.
Let's not ask for too much.
I know it's a lot.
Let's not get too greedy.
But good throws. The team seems to like him. Kendrick Bourne was telling us about his aura that he has.
Oh, it was nice.
Listen, all good.
Let me give you another example of where Mayo, or May rather, not Mayo. May was better than we thought against the blitz. I read these numbers in the last break from Phil Perry.
All right.
May was 7 for 12, 119, 3 touchdowns and a pick.
Whew. Don't blitz him.
And it's like,
blitz them at your own risk.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, Phil even said maybe they were being a little generous with some of that because he didn't feel like the Henry touchdown was actually a blitz, but whatever.
Yeah,
these are the stats. And that's one of the things where you go, oh, okay, well, if they're going to come after him, he's not going to be able to make plays. No. Check that box. He did. And he showed some toughness yesterday. And he showed playmaking ability down the field and mobility.
The problem is whoever's playing quarterback this year is going to have an opportunity to show toughness every week because they're going to get the snot beat out of them.
It's true, but not like
nobody got up and he made plays after that.
Does Matt get up from that hit?
Maybe not.
And if he does,
Gregory broke him in half.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Maybe. And if he does, is he yelling? Is he showing up a teammate or hollering at a coach? How does he handle it?
The problem is now, you can't even yell at a teammate by name because you're I don't know who this lineman is. They just got here. Hey, you!
Hey, you! Are you Ben?
Throw a block!
Is your name Ben? I just met you. You just got here. You're now my starting center.
Starting center.
Is it Ben?
Yes.
You!
Ben Smith.
What are you doing?
Knock off Zach Thomas. Knock off Michael Jordan.
Who the hell are you?
You don't even have the right versions of these guys.